Okay, hello everybody. Hello, welcome. How is everyone? Welcome to my day of streaming for Saturday, October 20th, 2018. My final streaming day for the week. Tomorrow will be my day off. And then, I'm going to have a crazy amount of streaming, starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, 7 straight days of double streams. In fact, on Thursday, I'll be having a triple stream. Whew, yeah. It's going to be intense, my friends. Intense. So, how are you all doing? Hopefully you're all doing well. Welcome. What are we doing for this lovely Saturday, the final streaming day of the week for me? Well, we're going to continue on with Soul Calibur VI's Libra of Souls story mode. Yesterday I played this for about 5 hours, including character creation, selecting multiple weapons and movesets. I've been using 3 different movesets, the Voldo, Nightmare, and Cervantes movesets so far. And basically just playing through it, and having fun with it. A lot of dialogue that you have to read because there's no voice acting, which is a little frustrating. But outside of that, it's pretty damn good. It's great content for a fighting game, which normally you just expect it to be a competitive game against other humans online. But in this game, there's tons of offline content. Now, from what I understand, there's actually another story mode. The story mode that I'm doing is basically the create a character campaign mode. There's apparently another separate story mode. So, once I finish up Libra of Souls, we'll be checking out whatever the other story mode is. Okay? Then once that's done, then more than likely I'll be trying to learn characters enough to play online. Pretty interesting that they've put so much offline content into a modern fighting game, right? But you know what? Soul Calibur kind of is the fighting game that started this trend. Like I said, all the way back on the original Dreamcast, I remember playing through a mode just like this. So, you know, that was what, some 18 years ago? So it's cool how, you know, they're still doing it. They're still putting that amount of effort into the game to say, hey, even if you're not a fan of online, you know, gaming and playing against other humans, you could still really enjoy our fighting game. That's pretty neat. And it is well appreciated too. Okay? So yeah, so today we're going to be focusing on Libra of Souls and trying to finish it. If I finish it today, great. We'll jump into the other story mode, okay? I don't know exactly how long Libra of Souls is or how far into it I am right now. I also don't know if I'm going to have to grind it all. I seem to have been doing pretty good so far with, you know, some grinding, a little bit of the side questing, but not too much. So we're going to continue on today, all right? Tonight will be 2 more hours of Dragon Quest XI on my second stream, starting around 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. That will be a very chill stream, as you guys know who've been following along the playthrough. I've really enjoyed Dragon Quest. Well, last stream we had some major plot developments, and I'm looking forward to more of that tonight. I hope you guys will join me for that, okay? Okay, so then Sundays I'm off. Monday I'll be back with more Soul Calibur. So even if in the event that I don't wrap up all the story-based content today, I will be finishing it up hopefully on Monday, and then finally, like I said, trying some characters maybe in training mode or their trials mode, and then trying to head over to online play. All right. Monday night is kind of on the fence right now. It could be anything, but I think I've tentatively scheduled in a session of Assassin's Creed Odyssey for Monday night. Then on Tuesday, it's the premiere of the Spider-Man The Heist DLC, starring the Black Cat, who was actually in Spider-Man as a side mission character, but never physically appeared in the game. She'll actually be in the game now. So we'll be doing that on Tuesday's main stream. Then Tuesday night, I'm probably going to do some more Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode. Okay. Wednesday will probably be the conclusion of the Spider-Man DLC. And I'll leave it open. Maybe I'll do more Soul Calibur Wednesday night or whatever. We'll see. That leaves pretty much all day Thursday open for whatever. Whether I want to do more Soul Calibur or I want to do a major stream of Assassin's Creed or whatever. It leaves it wide open. And then basically, Thursday will be a pretty crazy day. More than likely, I'm going to be doing multiple streams. Now, I want to do a Red Dead Redemption 2 stream at night for the premiere of the game. I want to say 100% I'm doing it, but I cannot remember for the life of me. I just made my schedule for this next week, and I can't remember if Kat has that day off or not. God, I'm having like a mind fart here. What I'm thinking is I'm definitely going to do a late night stream of Red Dead Redemption 2, but whether or not I'll be doing a second stream around 6:30 p.m. that day is up in the air. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But I'm definitely, I think I'm going to do a late night for the premiere of Red Dead. And then, basically, once Red Dead is out, Red Dead Redemption 2 will be my main featured stream every day. The game supposedly is 60 hours long. That is insane. That's going to take me at least 2 weeks to beat, if not longer, okay? So, once it comes out, that will be the main focus of all of my gameplay streams, alright? And then my night streams will basically be balancing in everything else. Balancing in some Soul Calibur, some Blackout, some Assassin's Creed, some Dragon Quest, etc. Okay? Until new games come out sometime in mid-November. Because in mid-November, the next slew of games coming out, FYI, Hitman 2, Fallout 76, and the Spyro Collection. And those all come out around the middle of November. So that would give us, you know, a good, let's see. If those come out the 13th, so that'd be 12 days, about 18 days to focus in exclusively on Red Dead 2 and try to wrap up the campaign. Although keep in mind, one day a week I take off, right? So I guess we'll see. We shall see how it goes. But I'm excited, obviously. I think everyone is super pumped and super excited for Red Dead next week. It's what we're all talking about. It's what we're all anticipating, right? So this next week should be pretty crazy. You know, a new fighting game, continuing on, the first major DLC for Spider-Man, one of the best games of the year, and then Red Dead. So we've got a lot to look forward to, right? And yes, I am aware that Red Dead will eventually have online play as well. We have no release date window for that yet. Right? There's no actual release window yet for that. There will be, but not yet. So since we don't know when that's coming out, I'm not really hyped or looking forward to it yet. Once we get more information, then I'll definitely look forward to it, but I'm not going to jump the gun and be like, oh, I'm so hyped, and then we don't even know. If you remember, Grand Theft Auto 5's Grand Theft Auto Online got delayed twice, and then when it came out, it didn't work anyway. So we'll see. Okay. So there you go, guys. That's the rough schedule. Hope you guys are excited for all of that stuff. It should be pretty fun. So, what else is going on? Not too much in the realm of stuff that I really need to bring up on stream. I'm just trying to think if, in general, too much is happening. I'm going to say thanks. Recently, you guys have been very supportive on the streams. I very much appreciate that. You helping me out. It's really cool of you. So, thanks everyone who has been coming to streams, checking out the content, and watching it. In particular, I know there are more people watching on YouTube now than usual. That's cool. It always happens around this time of year. So thanks to anyone who may be checking out the videos on YouTube who can't watch them here on Twitch. But in particular, if you've been here on Twitch, thanks for all your contributions recently. Cheers, subs, and tips have all been great. Cannot complain at all. So thank you guys very much again for your ongoing support. It is much appreciated. Okay? Okay. Alrighty then. Alright, so, I guess that's it for the kind of intro. Let's get to the plugs, everybody. Let's do the plug segment, get this out of the way, and then I can do shout-outs for people who have contributed overnight and also on the stream, and then we'll jump back into the Libra of Souls and Soul Calibur VI. Sound good? Alright. Alright, guys. So, thanks for 10 awesome years where I've been able to share my hobby and my passion for gaming with you guys on a daily basis, whether it was through video creation and Let's Plays on YouTube, or now my daily live streams on Twitch. Thanks for all of your support and contributions recently. It's been really awesome to share all the new releases with you the last month and a half. It's been a really cool time, okay? That being said, if you would like to go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher, and you would like to ensure that I can continue to do this for the foreseeable future, please consider the following methods of support. The first is Patreon, which you can check out over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Your monthly pledges to my Patreon obviously help me out, but They earn you personal perks, which are reward levels based on how much that you actually contribute to the patron campaign. There are many different levels, including things such as getting text or verbal shout-outs in my videos, getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which is coming up next month on Thanksgiving, okay? Or getting a private Q&A video made. All that stuff's great. In my opinion, the best level is the $5 level. If you stay a $5 patron, you always have access to my premium section of my forums, which allow you to nominate and vote on special things for events. For example, this month, the patrons are nominating and voting on horror-themed games for the Halloween Marathon coming up, as well as voting on a category of costume for me to wear during the Halloween Marathon. Previous events have been things such as indie marathons, full-on Patrons' Choice playthroughs, games that I did full playthroughs of based on what patrons nominated and voted for. The Rage-a-thon, the 10-year anniversary retrospective, etc. That's just a few examples, okay? So all that being said, please consider pledging. Helps me out, and you guys earn awesome rewards for it. Check it out, patreon.com/darksidephil, okay? Number 2, please check out my Teespring at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. This is my merchandise store where you can buy all kinds of fun merch, including t-shirts, sweaties, hoodies, stickers, and mugs. Great quality stuff. I can attest to the quality of because I own a bunch of it for over a year and a half now, and it doesn't wear out. It's good quality stuff. I purposely pick the higher quality shirts so you guys are getting a better collectible, okay? Obviously, anything you buy from my Teespring store is, helps me out, but you get something cool out of it too. So check it out. Teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. But certainly last but not least, if you're here live on the stream and you want to get some interaction with me today, keep in mind I am playing a fighting game, and so in the heat of the moment, the heat of a match, I may not be able to immediately respond. However, I do respond with shout-outs to anyone who cheers, subs, and tips during my streams. It's a great way to become part of the interactive experience, so please consider doing so. And I would ask that you follow the following criteria if you are seeking a shout-out. Number 1, please be positive and do not bring in insults or negativity towards myself or other streamers or stream chatters, okay? Don't talk about detractors. Don't talk about insulting stuff. Don't talk about negative memes or someone stealing content or who said this about that. Anything like that is not allowed anyway. So please don't bring that in and try to get a shout out for it. Also, please don't bring up politics or religion, as those are very divisive topics that get people to argue with each other, and we don't want that. Also, please don't do ginormous paragraphs. Some people will say, oh, I want a shout out. Here's 14 sentences, and that's just going to derail the stream, and I'm not going to read it. Okay, the bottom line is this stream is meant to be a chill and fun experience. Those of you who are here are probably here to hang out and relax, have some fun watching me play a fun new release while just chilling with people in the chat, right? We don't want to bring up drama. We don't want to bring up things that are going to make people angry at each other. That would destroy the chill experience. And in general, it's been pretty chill and pretty fun the past several months since I kind of instituted these rules, and people seem to really be enjoying it. So let's just keep it going, all right? In general, most people do get it, by the way. It's not like we have problems with this. It really isn't that big of a problem, but it is important to bring up the rules on the pre-stream, okay? Okay. Now, if you would like to go a step further, if you would actually like to get a fun Halloween-style animation to play on the stream, okay, you could do so. Spooky animation. In conjunction with your contributions, if you either do a 50-bit cheer all in one go, if you tip me $5 or more all in one go, or if you subscribe to the channel and click on the share button that will appear a few minutes after subbing. Any of those 3 methods, you'll get a fun Halloween animation to play on the stream as a visual recognition for your contribution, and then you'd also be able to obviously get your verbal shout out afterwards. So it's double recognition basically for you, okay? Pretty cool. Okay. All right, so thanks everyone for your contributions. Thanks for even thinking about it. I appreciate it. That's why I give everyone a shout out for what they do contribute, because I appreciate each and every one of you tossing in to make this happen and make it continue to be successful, okay? Now, as you guys see at the top of your screens, we've got the stream stats leaderboard in effect, meaning if you're the top cheerer or top tipper for the day, I will update that and get you up there. It's another way to get recognition for your contributions today. Also, if you subscribe to the channel, you get many benefits, including access to all of my emotes, including the recent new Spider-Man emotes, which will be very much in use this week for the Spider-Man DLC. You'll also get access to the fun emotes such as the confusion emote, the rage face emote, which is anger, the take a sip emote, many new emotes recently, okay? So all that being said, thank you guys very much for anything that you contribute with, all right? Last but not least, if you would like to tip me, this is a process completely separate from cheering or subbing, which are integrated into Twitch. To tip me, you can do 2 different methods. You could either look for the tip jar button below my stream here and click on it. It'll take you to my PayPal tips page. Or you can type !tip into the stream chat, and that'll bring up a link. So you can click on that link, and you can tip me there as well, okay? Any contribution is much appreciated, but I know that one is a little bit different, so I just wanted to explain it. All right, that's it. The plugs are done. The plugs are done. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yes. Okay, now it's time for shout-outs. It's time for us to do shout-outs for those who've contributed. We started off with a couple people overnight who I wasn't even broadcasting, but kept me in mind, came by and cheered, so thank you for that. Genetic Gamer cheered overnight and says, Phil, it seems like you don't like meme culture. What is specifically meme culture that puts you off to it? In a nutshell, I don't like that people just sheepishly or parrot stuff for the sake of sheepishly parroting it. You know, oh, this is a meme, and I repeat it because it's a meme, and everyone says it. You know what I mean? Like for example, the Doge, or Doge, or however you say it, I don't even know how to pronounce it. That was a meme that a lot of people were saying stuff for a while in that method. Like, such combat, much skill, wow. Okay? Why are you doing that? You're doing it because it's a meme. It's not really funny, right? It's just because it's a meme. In general, I don't have problems with memes. It's when memes just become stupid to the point where they derail stuff. Like, people will just say, oh, I prefer a penne. It's like, why is this a meme? There's nothing funny about it. Apparently, it's 5-year-old humor saying that the word penne apparently means penis in another language or something. I have no idea. And it just becomes kind of an inside joke of, oh, I'm part of this mob mentality of this is something funny, when in reality, it's not funny at all. If you look at it at face value, most memes aren't funny. They don't even make sense. It's only when you add it to, oh, that's what everyone says and does. Oh, now it's supposedly something funny. You see, but what it basically is it's this very much drone mentality of I am part of the greater mass, and I recognize something that everyone else recognized, and therefore now it's funny because of the It's not the thing itself that's funny; it's the recognition of the thing, that being a part of this thing, you feel like you're included in something, and I think that's stupid. Like, for me, that's so dumb. Like, memes are the least funny thing to me. But maybe that's just me. Maybe it's because I grew up a generation before a lot of you. You guys grew up into meme culture and I didn't. I don't think that memes are very funny. I just never really found them very funny. At all. And let's face it, some people turn memes into toxic stuff that can be very hurtful. And I obviously have been the subject of a lot of that over the years. And that's not cool, that there's toxic memes that now people think that's all you are or all you're about, when in reality, the memes aren't even truthful, right? So there you go. There's a difference between a meme that's just funny for the sake of being there and say I'm a part of a group of something, versus a meme that's meant to actually hurt someone, okay? So there you go. Golden Colts did a 310-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the 310-bit cheer overnight. I appreciate that. Genetic Gamer cheered again. He said, I often wonder what I am doing in life is the best path in life to take. Do you ever feel like wondering how life would have been if you never made YouTube videos? Of course, but the thing is, if you really think back, that era when I was just starting to do YouTube videos and become popular, and then I lost my job, because I made YouTube videos starting in 2008, and I lost my job in fall of 2010, okay? So if I had never made any YouTube videos, I was completely blindsided when I lost my job. There were no signs that I was going to get laid off at all. I was being complimented at my job and getting recommendations. Then all of a sudden they decided to do an internal reorganization. Next thing you know, within a month, I'm laid off. So that would have been bad because there were no jobs in my job sector, what I had been doing at all in Connecticut. Like, it was shot at the time. There were no jobs like that. So I would have had to basically find a completely different style of job from what I had been doing. More than likely would have paid way less than what I was making. And at the time, I had just got my condo. So I had this big new financial responsibility laid on me. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep my place, you know, if I have no income or not enough income to even, you know, pay for this? So in reality, even though a lot of people look at the negative side of things and they say, man, Phil, you've been the target of abuse and bullying and a mob mentality of defamation and all this nasty stuff that's happened to you, DDoS attacks, swatting, being doxxed, having all your accounts hacked, false copyright strikes, mass slander on the internet. Is it really worth it? And in reality, I look at the last 10 years and I say, even with all the negative, I still have absolutely loved what I've done. I love what I do. And I honestly don't know where I would be right now if I didn't have this YouTube thing. Like, I might have lost everything. I might have had to go work 2-3 part-time jobs, and I still would have lost my condo and, you know, got foreclosed upon, and my credit would have been ruined and everything. You know, I could have been in a horrendous position based off of, you know, what could have happened. So I have to say, you know what? More than likely, if I had never done YouTube, I probably would have been in an even worse position than I am now. So there you go. Okay. So now moving on to those who have cheered, subbed, or tipped during today's actual stream, which means we're going to start updating the stream stats leaderboard. We start off with Crazy Dream, who just did a 500-bit cheers at triple stream goodness. Awesome. Yeah, I got to see. I have to check my schedule for Thursday because I think that now that I'm thinking about it, now that I think about it, I think that Thursday might be one of Kat's like 2 days off from work the whole week. And it would really suck if it's her only day off of the week and I'm basically working 3 streams and she never sees me. You know what I mean? Like, that would really suck. It's her day off and, you know, we want to see each other and do stuff, and then we can't even do anything because I'm working all day. If that's the case, then more than likely what I'll do is I just won't do a second stream. I'll do one main stream, and then second stream I'll spend some time with her, and then third, you know, it'll be like the midnight stream for Red Dead. Maybe that's what I'll do, okay? So I'll let you guys know. I'll look into it. I have to do a little bit more scheduling on my half, my side here, and I'll let you know when I come back on Monday what the schedule is for this week. But bottom line is, I definitely want to do a late night premiere stream for Red Dead. Okay, I definitely want to do that. So, okay, Genetic Gamer just cheered. Says, "What is your favorite anime? Are you watching anime right now?" I don't have a favorite anime. Some of the ones that I watched over the years that I really enjoyed were obviously Dragon Ball Z, Trigun, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and what do you call it? Attack on Titan. I'm not watching any anime right now at all. Okay. AES cheered. He says, "Are you going to try the AJ Styles $1 Million Tower in WWE 2K19? I already did. I just get the feeling no one was paying attention. I tried it in my final stream of WWE 2K19 on, when was that, a couple days ago, when I finished career mode. I tried out the tower, and it's ridiculous because basically the AI is on its highest difficulty, and you have no health recovery. So you're expected to beat this crazy gauntlet of wrestlers with no health recovery. So it's pretty much impossible. Unless you find a way to completely cheese the system, it's pretty much impossible to win. I played it for about, you know, two fights, and I immediately got turned off and was like, this is stupid, and I didn't even try again. So there you go. Alright, shout out to Genetic Gamer again. He says, "Phil, you said you can see Mount Rainier from your house. Ever thought about going hiking near the mountains?" Yes. However, I'd have to be incredibly careful because my back injury. You know, right now, I haven't had much major back pain in a while. However, there are some days when my back does feel pretty strained. And there are some days when I do have a little bit of pain. And I'm always nervous that, man, this will be the day when I forget, right? The day I forget that I have a back injury and I decide to lift something super heavy and I fuck my back up. Just the other day, this is the truth. 3 days ago, out of nowhere, I was just sitting down in my office to upload videos after a stream, and I tweaked my left fucking knee badly. Okay? It hurt like the bitch, and nerve pain shooting into my knee. I was like, oh my God. Now, I haven't hurt my knee like that since I had my office job. And back then, it happened because I was overweight, like grossly overweight. I was almost 240 pounds. Now I'm down to like 205, 208. So I'm much less, you know, in that regard. I have no idea how I hurt my knee this bad. And for 3 days, it's been slowly recovering. But that's what I mean. Like, at any moment, something could just happen. I could tweak my back again. Now, imagine you're hiking, and you're in the middle of a hike, and my back gets fucked up. Now what do I do? Because how the fuck do I get back, right? However, Kat has said she has expressed desire to maybe one day drive up into the mountains and see what it's like up there. So it's always a possibility. All right. Okay. Eternal Napalm Cheers says, any plans to play Darksiders 3 next month? Yes. I am going to play it. Shout out to Tanamouner, who did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you, Tanamouner, for the cheer. Cactus God cheered and says, I agree completely. One of the most dangerous things about the internet is that it allows for these mob mentalities to develop because people can find like-minded people much easier than in real life, and it doesn't promote maturity and growth. That is correct. In fact, you will find many, many toxic communities on the internet. And I'm not just talking, oh, people that hate Phil. I mean, there's a ridiculous amount of these communities. I hate this person, or, you know, slandering this celebrity or this thing, you know. Don't even get me started on politics and conspiracy theories about shit. Like, the internet is pretty much an unbridled place where people just do crazy shit. And there's no checks and balances. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. You know, I just don't know. I'm certainly never been a part of that shit. That's the thing. Like, I've never been a part of those kind of crazy mentalities and shit. So for me, that's like, I can't. My mind is a very logical mind. It doesn't even compute some of the shit that these people say and do on the internet. But apparently, to some people, this is, like I said, if you grew up in the culture of the internet with memes and shit, like, this is commonplace for you. And it just, you know, it blows my mind, some of the shit that I hear is going on. So, it is what it is, I guess. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Russian Love Machine, who did a 100-bit cheer. He says, when you mentioned Red Dead, people criticize how it's large in size, the physical edition needing 2 discs, yet forgetting L.A. Noire or Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, I don't see the big deal. Especially because, you know, they said that just the main game itself is going to be about 60 hours long. I could see if, you know, oh, the game's 150 gigs, but the game can be beaten in 8 hours. Okay, that's a valid criticism. But the game is huge. Basically, you're going to get tremendous value for your dollar. Why are you complaining? Now, maybe if you have, you know, a launch PS4 or a launch Xbox One, and you have a ton of games on it, right? Like 5, 6, 7, 8 installed games on it. And you're upset because now you have to uninstall a couple of those games to fit it on there. I mean, you have a valid point. However, there are methods around that. You could always get an expansion hard drive and the like, okay? You know, let's face it. We're 5 years into the launch, or 5 years into the launch, 5 years into the life of the current console gen. It's kind of silly to complain about the size of a game at this point. Absolutely, if this were the launch of these consoles and this game's going to take up, you know, more than a third of your hard drive, you have a valid criticism. Not anymore. You've had many opportunities to either upgrade storage capacity or buy a console with a bigger hard drive. So I don't understand anyone's concerns about game size when the game is huge. You're going to pay $60. You're going to get a 60-hour narrative experience. Then you're going to get an online experience later for no additional charge. Why are you complaining? People just like to complain to complain. And you see what I mean? This is what I mean about the modern internet and memes and stuff. So let's just complain for the sake of complaining and become part of a mob of people who are complaining. That's actually like a thing now. And it's stupid. Like, where's the logic behind the complaints of the size of Red Dead Redemption 2? There is none. If you logically look at the situation and analyze it, there's no reason to complain at all. But that's the problem with the internet. These mob mentalities are not logical. So there you go. Okay. Eternal Napalm cheered. He says, Red Dead Redemption 2 will sell lots of copies, and many gamers will be playing it. Any worries that there could be a similar situation to God of War, where people are playing and avoiding spoilers? Of course. Of course I have that concern, Eternal Napalm. I'll say a couple things. Number one, I also had that concern back when I played Grand Theft Auto 5, and it didn't happen. Like, if you guys remember, when I played GTA 5, I was very afraid that the same thing would happen, but I had droves of people who came out to those streams. Will it happen now? I don't know. It is a much different time frame. I mean, what is it, 5 years later? If you remember, GTA 5 came out right before the launch of the new consoles. So, 5 years ago. You know, so maybe it is a different climate now. I don't know. The other thing is, with God of War, even though people did not necessarily come and attend the stream so much, they watched the living hell out of the videos on YouTube. They really did. They quite honestly watched it. It was one of my most viewed series in the past few years. So if that holds true for Red Dead Redemption 2, this might be a good thing, because this could actually bring in hundreds, if not thousands, of new viewers to DSPGaming. They're going to be like, oh shit, Phil's actually doing these longer videos now. You know, I haven't been here in a few months, and I come back to see Red Dead Redemption 2, and Phil's actually, you know, doing these longer videos. This is awesome. And I'm thinking maybe I'll get a spike in viewership and a spike in subs and a spike in engagement on my DSPGaming channel. So even if streams end up slowing down a bit, maybe things will pick up on DSPGaming. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, I actually fully expected when I played GTA 5 that things would be slow, but they ended up being incredibly busy on streams. So I have no idea how Red Dead Redemption 2 is gonna work. If people come and hang out with me on a daily basis for 2 weeks as I play the game, amazing, great, you know, certainly not going to complain. If I get a small viewing audience of people who aren't playing the game themselves and don't want to be spoiled or whatever, you know, they're not going to be spoiled because they don't care, and everyone else stays away from the streams, it is what it is, I guess, right? But I'm going to enjoy the game. You know, I'm going to play the game and enjoy the game for what it is at face value, and I hope everyone that can join me will. Okay? Keep in mind, at most, I'll be doing probably 4 hours of gameplay a day of Red Dead, because I'm going to be doing other streams for variety at night. So even if you hate Red Dead, or you don't care about Red Dead, or you're playing Red Dead and you don't want to be spoiled, you'll still be able to come by at nighttime and check out whatever my second stream is for the day. Plus, more than likely, a lot of people will be playing more than 4 hours a day. So a lot of people will end up being ahead of me anyway. So, there you go. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Genetic Gamer Charity says the internet also helps expose problems that otherwise wouldn't be addressed. Oh yeah, Genetic Gamer, trust me. We're not making this a black and white situation. I hate black and white mentality. The internet is good and bad. There's good things and bad things about it. It's a very gray thing. You know, it's a gray area, much like anything in life. The internet is not overall bad because there's toxic culture and people who join in these crazy mob mentalities. There's also many, many, many good things that have come out of the internet since we've had this interactive culture online. So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a negative jerk about the internet or anything. Listen, my whole life is on the internet. If I didn't have the internet, I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing right now, right? So, yeah, you know, it comes with good and bad. It's all about moderation and being careful not to fall into those toxic environments, right? Okay. So AES just cheered. He said, would you recommend Diablo 3 on the Switch? It's coming out on November 2nd. It sounds like a great choice on the road. No. I didn't like Diablo 3. I thought Diablo 3 was far inferior to Diablo 1 and 2. I remember playing Diablo 3 and actually becoming incredibly bored. While both Diablo 1 and 2 I got hooked on and addicted to. So, I never liked Diablo 3 that much. And what I found hilarious was that over the years, Blizzard ridiculously pushed this game. They ported it to every fucking version of every console. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's coming to the Switch. Who cares? This was a game that, in my opinion, when it released, was lackluster. Not even as good as the first two. Why would I care that Diablo 3 is coming out for, a console 7 years later or whatever? But that's how Blizzard is, you know. They push the shit out of their content, so. All right, Crazy Dream Charity says, if YouTube deems your super chat to be offensive, it will be giving it to a charity instead of splitting it with the creator. Could Twitch incorporate this? I don't know what you're talking about. If they deem your super chat to be offensive, what does that even mean? What the fuck is a super chat? Crazy Dream, you're talking to the wrong person. I don't use YouTube like that. When I used to stream on YouTube, none of what you're even talking about existed. So, I don't even know what that means. On Twitch, if you're deemed offensive, you just get suspended or banned. You know what I mean? They don't even allow you to continue to stream. So, Twitch in that regard is actually a lot more strict, I guess. I guess what you're saying is if you're deemed offensive, should a business be able to just basically claim your profit for charity? I mean, let me put it this way. Is that a good thing? I guess so. You're helping charity, but you have to pair that with, yeah, but what kind of content is being put out to support a charity? Oh, you know, everyone thing on this chat was deemed offensive, and therefore the charity made a few $100s, but the chat was totally racist, you know? Oh, that's great. The charity was helped by a bunch of racists. You see what I mean? Like, you're still promoting the toxic content, and you're still allowing it to exist. So I don't know. Then again, I'm certainly not one to be making these kind of judgments. I'm not in any form of power, and I'm not a moral authority, so I have no fucking clue. Shooter Games 2000 tipped me $1. First tip of today. Says, I bet you, since the video game industry is growing so fast that Sony and Microsoft will have the PS5 and whatever Microsoft calls their console, maybe it'll be Xbox One X2XX. Well, it's already been said in mainstream news. They are already working on PS5. Like, it's already under development. We don't know exactly when we're going to see anything about it yet, but it is under development, so. I mean, let's face it. PS4, Xbox One have been out for 5 years. I know that's crazy. Like, to me, that's really crazy because, you know, this all happened during the time when I've been a content creator. So for me, it's certainly, I don't even feel like it's been 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like that time has blown by for me. And it certainly doesn't feel like 5 years since these consoles launched, but it definitely has been, you know? In reality, I don't even know what we're going to be doing with these new consoles because graphics are so great. Like, just for example, just think of some of the games this year. God of War, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, these games have outstanding graphics. They're photorealistic, insane environments. You can see, like, crazy shit out in the distance and stuff. So in that regard, graphics, I mean, the only thing I can think of is that every single game now will run at 60 frames per second, right? But outside of that, I don't know what else you could do with graphics to make them better. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be doing with the next console generation. It's kind of frivolous to speculate because we have no idea what they have up their sleeve. So, Russian Love Machine Charity says, "Weren't you spoiled on the original Red Dead? You did mention trolls spoiling the ending in one of your videos, dude. Every time there's a major game, I get spoiled. Like, no lie. And I don't really mention it publicly, but every single time there's a major game, people try to spoil. I would say the funniest situation where that ever happened was Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason being that Grand Theft Auto 5 has multiple endings depending on what you do and what you choose and how you play the game. So there are endings where the major characters will die, and there are endings where all the major characters survive depending on your choices and how things go. So people were trying to spoil, oh, you know, so Michael dies, Trevor dies, he dies, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I guess I got spoiled. Then I got to the end of the game and none of that happened. And I was like, wow. You know, that's interesting that people tried to spoil so early and it was basically horse shit, right? So as for Red Dead Redemption 2, undoubtedly people will try to spoil. There's nothing I can do about it. People will try to spoil because they're, again, part of this toxic internet culture. Is there any logic behind doing it? No. Does it benefit the person to do it? No. But they do it anyway because they're fucking assholes. And again, it's an anonymous culture of mischief on the internet. No one's going to catch you. You can't get in trouble for it. So they'll do whatever they can because they simply can. And that's a very dangerous thing in my opinion. But sadly, that's how it is, right? That's how it's been. So, all right. Shooter Games tipped again. He said, I meant to say that he thinks that the new consoles will be out by 2020. I would say that's accurate. I would probably say we've got one more solid good year for the PS4 and the Xbox One. And then probably around 2020-ish, we'll get that E3 will probably get all the info about the consoles. And maybe late 2020, the new consoles will launch. I feel that. I agree with you. Maybe we're totally off base, but I'm kind of getting that vibe. Okay? Genetic Gamer Charity says, how do you think these toxic people act in real life? Being behind the screen helps them a lot. They don't act like this at all. In real life, if any of these assholes acted like they do online in real life, they would be arrested. They would be beaten to within an inch of their life. No one puts up with this kind of shit in real life. You know? These are people who live on the fucking internet. Their only power in life is doing shit on the internet. These people wouldn't fucking do a thing like this in real life. They don't have the guts, and they certainly don't have the ability because they would be pounded into mush. Can you imagine that? Walking down the street to some random fucking guy you don't know and saying a meme insult or something to them or whatever, you get decked. At least where I came from. Like where I used to live, you can't fuck around. Like, I used to live in a bad area. You don't just walk around down the street and say something sly to someone you don't even fucking know. You get shot. That's where I lived. I don't know about any of you. Maybe you live in these, like, you know, really, really safe communities or whatever. But the place where I grew up, you don't fuck around with people you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't say shit. You just fucking mind your own business, and you tend to your own shit, and that's it. You don't fuck around. You don't want to get shot. You know? I mean, I have friends who died. I have a friend who was murdered. Walking home doing nothing. Fucking with no one. Just murdered for no fucking reason. Constantly. You know, there are guns going off and shit. And drugs and crime. Like, yeah, again, I think it has to do with being sheltered. People grow up sheltered on the internet. And so now they think, oh, it's fair game to do whatever the fuck you want. You know? But the bottom line is these people would not be able to pull this off in the real world. So. Crazy Dream Charity says, we need a personal internet license for every person. You track people's comments and report their license number if they say offensive stuff. Now, I don't know if I want to go that far. Now you're talking about complete regulation of the internet. I don't know about that. That's kind of some crazy Orwellian shit. I don't think we're going to go that far. But certainly the fact that there's no consequences whatsoever for most things people do on the internet has turned it toxic. Science Vice Charity says, I remember when people spoiled the ending of GTA 5 for SSOHPKC to try and get him to do the good ending. Despite them, he intentionally didn't do the good ending. Huh. Oh, yeah? See, again, I didn't know. Like, people did spoil it for me that, oh, they die. I was like, okay, well, we'll see. And then they didn't die, and I was like, haha. So, I didn't know there was, like, different endings in the game. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, SSOHPKC, why the fuck are people trolling him? What did he ever do? But, you know, people will do it. Just, again, you know, if I can do it and get away with it, I will do it. Even if there's no point, you know, I will still fucking do it. It's absolutely pathetic, but that's how people are on the internet. Russian Love Machine Charity says, speaking of consoles, will we ever see one that benefits everyone instead of exclusively making it for one brand just for competition? Example, Xbox Scarlet, PS5, or new Nintendo console. Right now we have competition, you know? We do. There's still major competition in the console market. We've got 3 major console manufacturers that are still in heated battle for your money. And so they are always going to have features, exclusives, and things that are different because they're trying to differentiate themselves to be the console for you to buy. Okay? And that will continue. That will continue. And it's good. Trust me, it's good. You don't want just one. When you have just one, you end up with YouTube. The bloated, poorly running, tons of problems kind of business that literally does whatever it wants, doesn't listen to feedback, and destroys itself because it's number one and there's no one else to compete. If you only had one console that was a big console and all the big games were only on that one console, and so it was the only thing anyone cared about, you would have massive problems. Trust me. It's much better now how it is with competition than if there was no competition. Orcs or Dorks Charity says, just curious, in your opinion, would a gun or body armor be your preference or to not get killed in a ghetto? A gun or body armor? So if I had a choice between owning a gun or having body armor, dude, the last thing you want to do is pull a gun on anyone. Seriously. That's it. You're done. You know? I'd probably say body armor. Because at least if you're minding your own fucking business and something breaks out, you can run. And if a random shot hits you, hopefully you're alright. You know, I don't want to get into a fucking firefight with anyone in a ghetto. Fuck no. Impact King Charity says, hey Phil, I'm getting into playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or excuse me, Dragon Ball Fighters, and cross tag battle competitively. Any tips from going from pad to stick? Whew, man. See, that's actually the opposite of what I could tell you. If you ask me what are some tips from going from stick to pad, I could probably help. But I grew up playing on stick, and then I adjusted to pad play, not vice versa. So quite frankly, no, I couldn't help you there, Impact King. Sorry, because I don't know the shortcomings of playing exclusively on a pad and what the benefit would be to jump to a stick. Okay? I just don't. So I apologize for that. I'm probably the last person to ask. Genetic Gamer Cheers, I think the toxic people's morality is messed up because they don't think about the other side. No, that's absolutely 100% true. These people who do these toxic things to people on the internet do not put themselves in the shoes of the other person whatsoever. They don't have that capability. Because then what they would have is empathy. They would say, oh man, you know, now I can see from their perspective how messed up this thing is that's been going on. This negative meme that's really made someone look bad. You know, I can definitely see this. And okay, I understand, and now I'm not going to do it. But that's the thing, they purposely won't even go that far. They won't approach it with a moral understanding or a moral compass, because then they'll actually start to feel bad about what they're doing. They don't want to have any kind of conscious moral responsibility for what they do. They just want it to be free, unbridled, do whatever we want on the internet because it's all jokes. And nothing, there's no responsibility and no consequences, and not going to think about that. Nope, nope, nope. Because they got to live with themselves at the end of the day, you know. And a lot of them wouldn't be able to if they actually did put themselves in the shoes of the people that they're hurting actively. At least I believe that. In fact, over the years, I've had people come to me and say, Phil, I just want to, apologize for my behavior. In the past, I used to be part of this group who would shit on you constantly, and now now that I'm older, I come back and I see that you're still doing what you're doing, and I see, the situations that you're in, and I hear about financial troubles that you're having now, and you can't pay certain things because all your income dipped dramatically over the years because of the shit people did to you, and I feel bad because I was part of that group, and I'm sorry. And I appreciate that, because some people do grow up and wise up. There's been a few in particular, people who actually were big-time kind of detractors back in the day who've come to me over the years and said stuff like that. So it is what it is, but no, I totally agree with you there, that they don't put themselves into the shoes of the person who they're hurting on purpose, because then they don't want to look at themselves in the mirror afterward and realize what they've done. Okay? Okay, new face of creation. Enjoy your time out. Being a negative toxic jerk in the stream chat again. Har, har, har. All jokes, right? Except that now you're gone for 10 minutes, and if I see it again today, I'm kicking your ass out permanently because I had enough of you. Every day. Every day. All right. All right, guys. So that is it for pre-stream. I would like to say thanks to everyone so far who has cheered and tipped. No one has subbed yet today, but thank you for those who have cheered and tipped. I appreciate it very much. We're now going to continue on with the Libra of Souls story mode. See how it turns out. And then if we finish this up, we'll go into the other story mode. And keep in mind, I am playing this again on Monday to finish up all, narrative content. And then we'll get into, actually learning characters and the like. Okay? Alright, so that is it for pre-stream, my friends. Let's end it. And let's begin, shall we? Shall we? Okay. Here we go. Very nice.